for this, I'm actually going to go down to the project map and to the ground floor, like so. And let's suspend the cutaway planes. So what you have there in the view is a view that is using the same filters and layer combinations as we were using before. And you can actually use this as means for coordination. Another method will be essentially to take that one view and change the layer combination to use, let's say, only the structural, keeping the override, and save it in that folder by calling it ground floor structural, and click on OK. And let's drag a copy of it and change it such that it's called MEP, and it's actually using the layer combination for the MEP IFC model file. So if you click on that, you should have isolated just the MEP services, like so. Now, how do you do a coordination in between these two in this particular way? Well, the way you're going to do that is simply by, let's say, opening a regular view. Let's say I'm going to go to this ground floor. And then from this point of view, I'm going to start using the trace and reference. So let's bring in the palette. And let's switch it on and select either the structural or the MEP. So let's go ahead and use the view map. Let's actually search for it. There you go. So closer to the end, we should have that coordination folder and the ground floor structural file. Now let's increase the settings in there and let's put the reference on top of the active view. Something like that. And with this, you should be able also to perform a check across those different elements. In this particular case, you will be checking the structural according to the IFC model, the linked model, versus your current design in your active working model. You can do the same thing with the MEP. In the view map. And let's use the MEP model. You'll have to control the floor plan cut planes in order to get the view to display just the elements that you're after. Okay, so then let's now go to a different view. So let's use a section in this case. I'm going to go and open building section 1. And let's make sure you're using the plan's architectural layer combination, just to have a clean view. Now, with that in sight, then you can go to the view map and to the same folder. And let's do a right click, save current view, and we're going to call that simply architectural. Now I'm going to make a copy of that. And that second one, I'll change to, let's say, the MEP services. And then I'm just going to use the IFC MEP that will display the IFC that has been linked in for the services. So if you click on that one, you should now be highlighting those elements. And if you can want to do an overlay, then all you have to do is do a right click and use show trace as a trace reference. Now, from here, you can either use the graphic overrides or simply color code those elements. So let's say the active is going to be the orange and the reference either original colors or let's say a bluish color. And you can also perform those checks in, let's say, a section and start finding issues that you will consider to be problematic to then be reported afterwards.